Kev's Hobby Showcase. I'm of course Kevin, and today is going to be part 4 of the Heroes of Hadley's Hope. If you remember, I've said in every other video for this that it was a package of 15 minis, and so instead of doing them all at once and having this super long video, I decided to break them up into excuse me, like 5 videos with 3 apiece. So here what we got is the character Crowe. Okay, I believe if you remember the movie, he was the one when they were in the nest and they were said not to fire. He's like, what do you expect us to do, use harsh language? And then we have Dietrich, who I believe is also their medic, and the character Hudson, played by the late Bill Paxton. So all 3 of them are Marines. I'm going to be doing camouflage as best I could, like I did on the others, and when I'm done, it's going to look great. At least I hope so. All right, so as you can see, it still has to be primed, and it's cold outside, and it's also very windy, so I'm going to have to be very careful with this, and so it should be interesting. All right, so stay tuned, and I will be right back. All right, I'm back, and we're going to start priming these Marines from the Heroes of Hadley's Hope. All right, so here we go. Oops. Be careful, because once the primer gets on, it does get a little bit slippery. Okay. And being that these pieces aren't that big, it doesn't take long to primer. Okay, so priming is done, and thankfully the wind kept the primer away from me. Alright, so we're going to let that dry, and then we're going to start with some base coating, and then we'll start getting these Marines to look like Marines. Alright, so stay tuned and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and the primer is all dry on, on these 3 Marines for the Heroes of Hadley's Hope. First I'm going to start on the base coats, and then we're going to go into all the details. Just like I did with all those other Marines in the other videos. So yeah, this is part 4 of this, and then after this there'll be just three left to do for part 5. So let's get to it. All right. Yeah. Okay, put this on. Let's get the pieces ready to go, and tilt it down. Okay, and once again, you would think that I would take out all my brushes ahead of time, but apparently not. So here we go. Alright. So military uniforms, I always start off with the olive green. There we go. Alright, so start off with the olive green, and then we'll put all the other colors on top. And this one here is Private Tim Crowe. And like I said in the intro, I think, I'm sure most people who have seen the movie probably remember him from when Lieutenant Gorman was telling them all to not, to not have any weapons fire while they were in the alien's nest. And he responded with, what are we supposed to do, use harsh language? Yeah. That always made me laugh, that line. Alright, so as I do this base coat, I'm not going to worry if I don't really cover where the equipment is, because that I'm going to do in gunmetal, but I am going to get like the uniform and the like the armor, the helmet. Although the armor, I believe I'm going to be painting over with gunmetal, or at least I'm pretty sure that's the color I'm going to use. I haven't decided if I'm going to use a different one just yet. Alright, this is Corporal Cynthia. I think it's Corporal. Yeah, hold on a second. Ah, I was right. Corporal Cynthia Dietrich. Oops. So, as always when I'm doing these videos, I do a whole bunch at a time. And basically did the other videos earlier. And now it is in the evening. And I'm finishing up with this one last video. Just taking some time. Watched a show with my kids. Okay. Trying to fill in everywhere that needs to be filled in here. Okay. Alright, once we're done, of course this one here is Private William Hudson. So yeah, once we're done with this color, then we let it dry and start filling in like the weapons, the armor, the gear. And then eventually move on to the flesh tones. And I think the last thing I usually wind up doing, of course, is the base. And as I've always said with these in these videos for this one and for this game, what they did something very helpful, and they put the name of each Marine, actually they put a name of each character on the base, so you can easily identify it. Okay. So base coating was pretty quick. Let's take the brush. Alright. Gonna leave this color out in case I need it again. Sorry for jostling it. Okay. So I'm gonna let that paint dry. And like I said, when we come back, I'm going to do a lot of little details, and on these pieces, there's always a lot of details. And eventually, I'm going to wind up doing the camouflage, design. And as always, I always try to do it in like a random manner. There's no rhyme or reason to how I do it. So I'm going to all that's coming up. So stay tuned, and I will be right back. Okay, we're back, and going to start on a bunch of the details for these Marines. First thing I'm going to do is the flesh tones. Alright, so let's get this show on the road here. Okay. Oops. And every now and again, this needs to be adjusted. Okay. This open ready, and here we go. I guess we'll start with Hudson. Alright. Gotta do it ever so carefully, because it's small areas that have these colors. Alright. Yeah, I don't want to mess it up and then put up way too many, way too much paint. Because then you got to go back and fix everything. And that can get annoying if you have to do it all the time. Okay. So getting closer to having all these Marines painted. Still debating on whether or not to do the actual aliens, because I have yet to find black primer. Now, I suppose I can do the regular primer and then basically paint the pieces black, although that does seem kind of redundant to do. I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me. But the way they are, you know, out of the packaging, the aliens do look pretty cool. So even if I don't paint them, they still look good. And eventually, this game will be used, well, I'm not sure where yet, because we can use it either on Tabletop Jones Productions, or we could use it on the Patreon channel, Tales from the Tabletop. I'm not entirely sure where we're going to use this one yet, because this does have a campaign that can be done with it. The only thing is that this game, I did a run through, and this game can get pretty intense. And I might have to keep restarting the first mission over and for quite a few times. Alright, so I'm going to leave this out, because that did go on a bit thin, so just in case I have to go over it. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to do Private Crowe. Okay. And he wasn't showing that much skin, so he's going to be done very, well, for this part, it's going to be done very quickly. Actually, it's going to be done right now. So, what I'm going to do now is break open the gunmetal color. I'm going to leave this out for a bit. So, I'm going to take out gunmetal. I'm going to start painting the gear, the guns, and any armor that I can see. So let's see, which brush do I want to use? Okay. Let's start with Crowe. So like I was saying before, got to be very careful, because it's not really a big, wide open space that you're painting on. So you got to make sure that you get it only on what you're aiming for. And boy, do some of these pieces show a lot of gear. It's like watching the movies, I never realized how much of this kind of like body armor was on the lower legs. Okay. It's enough for Crowe. Let's get Hudson. Okay. All right. And little bits of gear here and there. Just fill it in nicely. Sorry if I'm talking low, or if the central air is on so loud that you can't hear me. I will try to raise my voice. Okay. And ooh, almost forgot this gun. Okay. Okay. Let's see, anything else? Did I miss anything? I don't believe I did. Actually, could be used a little bit more back here for the armor. Okay. Now we're going to Dietrich. All right. All right. I think the weapon they have her with on this mini is the actual flamethrower that they used. All right. Okay, and almost done with this part. I may have to take another break to let some of this paint dry so I can start doing more. Well, definitely gonna have to let it dry if I'm up to the camouflage, which I don't think I'm up to just yet. All right, take a look here. See what, oh. All right. Now let's see what we got. Oh, I think I am up to the camouflage, to be honest. All right. Let's clean the brush. Okay. Oh. There we go. Sorry for that herky-jerky. All right, so we're gonna let all that dry, and then when we come back, I'm gonna start doing little bits for the camouflage. At least get that started, and we'll just go from there. I think that's pretty much all that's left aside from the base. So it'll be the camouflage wash to get the black in for the camouflage, and then the base. All right, so stay tuned, and I will be right back. Okay, I've given that paint some time to dry, and now we're going to start doing the camouflage design on these Marines. All right, so let's just get to it. All right, let's put this down. Okay, I'm going to start off with the white paint. Put on this paint first, then we'll go to the gray, and then after that, it'll be the wash. Oops. Ooh. Don't want to drop it in that now, do we? That's like I always say. Do it in like random patterns all over the piece. And then after the white paint, do with the gray paint. Okay, so the camouflage is going to be pretty quickly. And let's see, all right, so we got that done. And it doesn't look like I have to go back and touch up the flesh tones. They look like they're holding pretty good. All right, so let's do the same with the gray. And it doesn't matter if you put it on top, because it's all supposed to kind of mix in. I remember a friend of mine, when we were in school, used to wear camouflage a lot. And one of my other friends used to tease him, saying, "I can't see you." It was a lame joke, but back then, you know, back then some of us thought it was freaking hysterical. All right. You know, and it's really kind of difficult to predict what a camouflage pattern would be, because it always is random. All right, so I did all that. And so I'm going to do the wash now to complete that and to actually finish the, actually, you know what? Let's wait on the wash, because we're going to need all that paint to dry. So first, before I go on a break, let's do the base. Usually do that. And I will say, I am looking forward to, when we do this game, to get these pieces out and on camera. Also just to play the game, because the game is pretty good. It's, like I said, it's real intense. Kind of gives you the feel of the actual movies. I actually just recently watched the latest one, Romulus. It's pretty cool. Of course, I'm not going to give away anything, because I don't know if everybody's seen it. But you know, I will say that I did, excuse me, that I did enjoy it. Pretty much felt like, you know, the other Alien movies has like the same buildup of suspense and tension in the movie. I mean, the characters were a bit different, but, you know, there's only so long that Sigourney Weaver is going to be able to play Ripley, that they would have to move on to a different character. And I actually saw a movie poster for another Alien movie upcoming, kind of revealing where they want to go with it. It is called Alien Earth. So that should be interesting. Alright. Alright, almost done with these bases. Then I'll take a break, let this paint dry. When we come back, we'll not only do the wash, but we'll go over the names with a metallic color to make them stand out, and then the pieces will be finished. Okay, getting there. I may have put too much. Not the first time, wouldn't be the last. Okay. All right. These came along quite nicely, actually. Almost done. Okay, so we're going to let that paint dry. When we come back, we're going to do the wash, and we're going to go over the names, like I said, with the metallic color to make it stand out, and then they're all finished. All right, so stay tuned. I will be right back. All right, I'm back and giving that paint some time to dry, and we're going to finish this up. So let's get to it. All right, let's finish these Marines, get these pieces done. Okay, I'm going to do the wash first. All right, so like I said, it not only makes things stand out, but it also adds to the camouflage. One thing I have noticed is that the wash also helps the facial features stand out because, as I've stated before, I'm not that skilled to get that done. That's just way too small. All right, and that's it for wash. Pieces are pretty small, so it's easy to get them done fast. So let's move on to getting those names to stand out. If I can get the jar open. There we go. Oh, I hope I chose wisely with this color. Alright. Trying to do it ever so slightly. That was Crowe. And this is Hudson. And okay, Okay, hold on a sec for Dietrich, because apparently there's an excess of paint there. Didn't dry yet. We'll wipe it down, and we'll do it again. Alright, well, for the name on this one, it's being a little difficult. Alright, one last time. And I guess the third time's the charm. It's better than the last two. Okay. Okay. So, that's it. Alright, just give me a sec here. And here you go. 3 more Marines to go with the heroes of Hadley's Hope. Not too bad, if I do say so myself. Alright, and that's all I have for today. And so please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Try to give me as much, try to help me get as much exposure as possible. Also, please visit Tabletop Jones Productions, where John and I are the two idiots playing board games. Please also there like, subscribe, and share the videos as much as possible. And also please check out our Patreon channel. We just started, brand new, called Tales from the Tabletop. It is a $5 membership, but John and I are going to do our darndest to make it worth it. Alright, so thank you very much. Thank you for watching. You have a great day and take care of yourself. I'll see you again.